Hello, my friends. Welcome back. Today, you will listen to another beautiful and meaningful story. The story is called The Empty Chair. It's a story about love, loss, friendship, and finding the courage to begin life again. As you listen, pay attention to the simple English sentences and the emotions behind them. Relax, listen carefully, and enjoy the story. Daniel was 63 years old. He lived alone in a small flat near the center of town. His flat was clean and quiet. There were 2 chairs at his kitchen table, but he only used one. The second chair remained empty every day. It had belonged to his wife, Anna. Daniel had not always lived alone. For 35 years, he and Anna had shared the flat, the table, their meals, and all the small moments of daily life. Their life was not exciting, but it was warm, peaceful, and full of love. After so many years together, they understood each other without needing many words. They ate breakfast together, shopped on Saturdays, and watched old films in the evening. It was not exciting, but it was warm and full of love. Then Anna became seriously ill. Daniel cared for her every day, but she did not recover. After she died, the flat looked the same, yet it no longer felt like home. Her books were still in the shelf. Her blue cup was still in the kitchen. Daniel stopped meeting friends and ignored most phone calls. He only went outside to buy food. Most days, he sat near the window and watched other people living their lives. One morning, he entered a small cafe near his flat. It had warm lights, wooden tables, and the smell of fresh bread. Daniel chose a table beside the window. There were 2 chairs. He sat in one and left the other empty. Soon, visiting the cafe at 9 o'clock became his daily routine. The voices, laughter, and sound of the coffee machine made him feel less alone. But no one used a chair across from him. That chair reminded him of Anna. It was painful, but it also made him feel that she was still close. One rainy Tuesday, the cafe was crowded. A young woman named Lily entered. Her coat was wet, and she looked tired. Every table was full. The only free place was the chair across from Daniel. Lily quietly asked, "May I sit here?" Daniel wanted to say no. To everyone else, it was only a chair. To him, it was Anna's place. But Lily looked cold, so he slowly nodded. For several minutes, they said nothing. Daniel held his cup tightly. He felt uncomfortable, although Lily had done nothing wrong. Before leaving, she smiled and thanked him. 3 days later, Lily returned. Many tables were empty, but she still walked towards Daniel. They talked about the weather, the town, and their work. Lily worked in a nearby shop. She dreamed of studying art, but she believed she had waited too long. Daniel told her about people he had met during his years as a bus driver. Some had started new jobs at 50. Others had learned new skills at 60. Starting late is still starting, he told her. Lily began visiting more often. Then she suddenly stopped coming. A week passed. Daniel looked at the empty chair and realized that he missed her. This frightened him. He'd already lost the person he loved most. He thought caring about someone new might bring more pain. But being alone had already hurt him every day. 10 days later, Lily returned. Her eyes were red. Her father had been in hospital. Daniel did not offer big advice. He simply listened. That day, he finally told Lily about Anna and explained why the chair mattered so much. Lily apologized for sitting there. Daniel shook his head. "You did not take her place," he said. "You helped me see that life had not ended." Daniel helped Lily find a free art class at the local library. She joined and soon began bringing her drawings to the cafe. Helping her made Daniel feel useful again. The empty chair was no longer always empty. Sometimes Lily sat there. Later, Daniel invited Mary, an older woman who often drank tea alone. A university student named Sam also joined them. He missed his family and was afraid of speaking English. Daniel told him, "You do not need perfect English to begin a conversation." Little by little, Daniel's world opened again. He still missed Anna, but sadness was no longer the only thing in his life. There was Lily's art, Mary's quiet laugh, Sam's stories, and warm conversations in the cafe. One day, Daniel brought Anna's blue cup to the cafe. He placed a small white flower inside it near the window. Talking about Anna no longer brought only pain. It also brought warmth. Later, Lily gave Daniel a painting. It showed an old man sitting at a cafe table. Across from him was an empty chair filled with bright sunlight. Daniel understood its meaning. An empty place could mean someone was gone, but it could also mean there was room for someone new. The cafe owner placed a small card on Daniel's table. "This chair is for anyone who does not want to sit alone." Years passed, and many people used that chair. Daniel learned that loving new people did not reduce his love for Anna. Memory and life could sit at the same table. One bright morning, a nervous young man entered the crowded cafe. He looked around, but there was nowhere to sit. Daniel moved his cup closer and smiled at the empty chair. The young man sat down. The chair was no longer only a symbol of loss. It had become an invitation. Sometimes, changing a life does not require a big action. Sometimes, it begins by making room for one more person. Subscribe for more meaningful stories and simple English practice. Thank you for watching.